Thank you for tuning in to my podcast as your host, David Randolph. I want to talk this afternoon about don't negate on keeping your sheep. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. In 1 Samuel 16 and 11, Samuel says to Jesse, or asks Jesse a question, are these all the children? And he said, there remains yet the youngest, and behold, he is tending the sheep. When we look at the word negate, it means negative. Meaning don't look at what you are doing with your hands or the place that you are in as a negative place. There's a reason why you are working in that position. There's a reason why God has you in that place. There's a reason why God has you in that town, in that city, in that state. Don't always look at it as negative. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. Don't look at it as a negative. Because God has a plan for your life. David took his job so serious that after he was anointed to be the next king of Israel, instead of quitting his day job and positioning himself to take the throne, he went back to keeping his father's sheep. He did not allow what he was currently in to distract him. I believe that David knew that God had a plan for his life. I believe that David knew you may start here, but you ain't got to stay here. When you know that God has a plan, you know you have on the inside that I may start here, but that don't mean I have to stay here. So, but while I am here, I'm going to remain faithful. While I'm here, I'm going to do my job as I am called to do until my change comes. David did not let his future promotion distract him from his present responsibility of taking care of his father's sheep. He knew from his personal relationship with God that he had a set time when his purpose would come to fruition. But until that time, he waited patiently while keeping sheep. Wait patiently on God. There's going to be a change that comes. You might ask, how long would that be? You might say, I'm tired of waiting. I've been here too long. You might say that everybody else is getting applauded by other people. But you're not getting recognized for what you are doing. You might say I'm the best worker in my department, but I don't get the recognition. God said, be faithful in that you are doing. Be faithful in what God has you doing in such a time as this. Don't be weary in well doing. God has a plan for your life. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. Be faithful. I know it may seem like that you've been doing this for years and don't seem like change is going to come. But be like David. He was faithful until his change came. David didn't allow, it says David, I want to read it again. David did not let his future promotion distract him from his present responsibility of taking care of his father's sheep. Lord, I may be in this place, but I'm going to be faithful until my change comes. He knew from his personal relationship with God that he had a set time when his purpose would come to fruition. When you know your purpose will come, when you know that God has a plan, you be faithful in the meantime. But while you were tending to the sheep, while you were doing what God has you doing, he is making you and molding you. He is preparing you. Because I know that by just looking at different videos and stuff, it's not easy tending to the sheep. Sometimes you're going to get dirty sometimes. Sometimes you may not even be smelling good because of the odor that's being produced in that area. But he was faithful. He knew that his change would come. He knew it. That his change would come. Be faithful. Be true. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. Whatever your sheep is, don't look at it as a negative thing. Change will come. It says never think because you are in a low level position or you are doing what others think is mental work that God cannot advance you. He is looking at how you handle your current responsibilities. He is watching your character. He is observing your commitment. God sees all. He knows all. Be faithful in the meantime. Be faithful. God sees it all. God sees it all. He is making you and molding you. God wanted to see how you handle the low level job before he promote you to general manager. Be faithful. You might not know what God has in store for you right now, but keep right on. Keep right on doing what God has called you to do. God has a plan. I know it gets frustrating sometimes on keeping your sheep, on doing what you are doing. I know it gets frustrating sometimes. I know it seems like they always calling on you every time to do a job. But keep right on being faithful. Keep right on pushing forward. Keep right on keeping your hands to the plow. Keep right on plowing that field. I know it's tough sometimes. I know you cried sometimes, but your changes come. I know it can be frustrating and tiresome in keeping sheep. You think you deserve better. You know you should be farther along than you are. You are tired of seeing others receive promotions and advancement while you remain in the same. But your change is coming. Keeping sheep may stink, may not smell good. We know that sheep are stubborn and rebellious. It is a boring and type of job. And you may have in your mind say there are a million better things that I can be doing. But just know your change is coming. Just know God has a plan for your life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Your change is coming. I know you want to do something different, and you are sick and tired of where you are. You are frustrated and tired of waiting for a breakthrough that never seems to come. And you might say life has to be better than this. But just know your change is coming. Just know your change is coming. I know from a personal experience. In the past of my life, I was on a job and I got tired. I started crying. I was shedding tears. I was ready for a change. They told me I was going to be there until I retired. But I thank God I was faithful until my change come. Don't quit. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. Stay faithful in that God has called you to do. That's my encouraging word for this evening, this afternoon. Don't negate on keeping your sheep. Stay faithful. Stay true. Your change is coming. Thank you for listening.